final flight now for the silver fleet, and it is 12:40 here. Little later than they thought. I think we've probably got the gold fleet assembled on the shore right now, watching some of this, getting ready for their set. Just 3 more races now, and I think just from watching, it's going to be Wisconsin in the lead for this, likely winners of the silver round.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Wisco can go undefeated. Assuming that our numbers are correct, and things can change in the standings, we may have races going not the way we thought. But assuming they have, Wisco, to the best of my knowledge, has locked up a win for Silver Fleet. They will finish 9th overall at team racing, but I think they'd like to see themselves go undefeated and really send a message. The other races we have are Miami and Michigan to kick things off. UCSB, Oregon,
Wisconsin, and Texas.
Finally. Now, of course, coming up we have the gold round. 8 teams have made the gold round from group play. They've finished their first round robin. They're going to do a second one, and that will be minimal delay. I think they'll just give the teams a few minutes to warm up, and that's coming up after flight number 5.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting today because it's different conditions. We had great racing yesterday, but one of the favorites, Georgetown, for yesterday, doing well in team racing all year, or all semester, I guess. Not performing so well yesterday, though things are always tight in team racing, always comes down, every race counts. Be looking to see if they have a different approach today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm excited to see. That's one of the things that defines a champion, is being able to make adjustments, being able to take disappointments and not let them define your regatta. So yeah, I am excited to see that, as well as the three leaders tied for first: Brown, Charleston, St. Mary's, all
and
5 wins.
Brown, who almost was an unlikely qualifier from the rankings in NISA, perhaps.
That's right.
Some may say.
Yes, some may be a little bit biased, being graduates of Yale, who I think everyone expected to qualify, and they didn't. Brown pulled it away, but so far Brown sending a message that they belong here.
Yep, absolutely. And we talked with them yesterday.
Yes, we did. Well, hopefully we'll be able to show you that interview a bit later when we get to gold. Also on the roster for gold this afternoon, Boston College, former national champions of team racing, women's national champions from just a few days ago. Hobart Williams Smith, Roger Williams, and Stanford, the young guns from Stanford. It's wide open. We've got the top teams with 5 wins, the bottom teams with 2 wins, lots more racing. So that's what's coming up this afternoon. For now, we continue with silver round racing. And hopefully you're all enjoying a much smoother stream than you saw this morning. As I mentioned, we're still learning, we're still developing this live production broadcast, but I think we've got it locked in now, and hopefully you guys can stay with us for the rest of the day and enjoy this coverage presented by Maclaren. Maclaren, our media sponsor, they've provided the means to get you live coverage for the past 4 days. We've got video highlights, we've got text and photos, plus 2 days of live sailing coverage of team racing. Now, after team racing wraps up, we do move on to co-eds. Of course, as everyone knows, Gary Jobson puts together a great show every year for ESPNU, and they do have exclusive coverage, so we won't see video highlights, we won't have any live video coverage of that regatta, but the University of Texas sailors, a great volunteer staff here, will continue to post live updates, so you can still follow along, see your favorite teams in the co-ed dinghy, the ICSA Gill co-ed dinghy national championship. And that starts Wednesday and runs through Friday. So once again, we enter Flight 5. This is Miami and Michigan coming up.
Yep, just 3 races, and then these guys are out of here. Probably stick around to watch from shore, but no more racing. Unless, of course, they're coming back for co-ed in a day's time.
That's right. So it's hard to hear the horns from here, but I think that was just a 2-minute, yeah, I'm hearing 2 minutes left to go for the start. here on shore. Coaches and sailors getting excited for Oregon headed out for their last race. And as you mentioned before, these last races are the last races for some of these sailors. A lot of seniors out on the water right now, hopefully enjoying themselves, capping off their college careers.
And we're off on the start line. Blue is Michigan and Miami, right? Yeah, Miami in red. Looks like Miami has 2 boats launched.
Well, there is a Michigan boat up there as well. We saw all 3 boats simultaneously tacking. Miami definitely has the lead there. I think it's boat 3.
Getting really hazy again here. Got a lot of interesting breeze kind of rolling through, seeing some different velocities and humidity type pressure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's in store for the rest of the day here with this wind.
Well, I think there are thunderstorms predicted later tonight, not today, but kind of has that feeling about it.
It does. Much different than the bright, sunny, punishingly hot days of women's semifinals and finals. All right, so checking in here. Michigan, they've got that boat on the left. I like what they're doing there, controlling the left side, winning that pair. They've got this boat 17 in the middle that I think could probably help out their teammate right now. A lot of teams don't like to team race too quickly off the line, but I think they've got an opportunity to get their last place boat out of last. You don't have to win the race to win the team race here. But sailing up the course, they do want to hold on to the 2-3. They want to keep those pairs balanced. So you can't just drop back to help out the last place boat and give up your position. And right now they could have a 2-3. Let's see as the fleet comes together. Yeah, no, 17 is going to be ducking, but at least their teammates got the other boat pinned. So Miami boat 3 is leading. Miami boat 1 trying to keep control of their position. They're in 3rd right now, but they don't have anybody controlled. They can't tack and get to that boat 17, and so that's looking good for Michigan. Michigan playing this nicely here.
So Chris, I don't think Michigan has won a race. We are not sure because of the race with all the whistles and the spinning,
Right.
but other than that, I don't think they have won one race yet. So see how this plays out.
Now there goes Miami. Look at that. 2 tacks, and they've got a sprung 1-2. They just rolled right over boat 16. And now they're gone. Now they don't have to worry so much about the boats. They just go fast. They get up to that windward mark and sail away. Michigan needs to be
Sailing
switching
fast.
into a higher gear here to keep up.
You really see in this light air when you're sailing in bad air, the distance you lose is phenomenal.
Yeah, boat handling, such a factor here. A couple of tacks can really launch you off. So Michigan and Miami approaching the windward mark. Nobody else in sequence yet, but I think pretty soon we're going to be seeing UCSB and Oregon. We'll let you know. Around the top mark, though, it's Miami, 1-2, and their last place boat pretty far back. They better hope to hold on to that 1-2. Bit of a parade here. 1-2, deep 6 for Miami around Mark 2. Definitely not over for Michigan. Look at the distance between the second and third place boats as they come around this mark. Maybe a boat length or so. Okay, so there, we are hearing horns. Why don't we turn away, since Miami does look like they have a pretty solid 1-2. We'll check back in later, and let's turn down to the start. This is UCSB in black and Oregon in yellow coming into focus now. And this should be their start. I think we've got under 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
Here they go, off the line.
See Oregon circling around at the boat in yellow. They're going to be pretty late for this start.
Yeah, now we can see them on the left of the screen there.
Big left phase. Looking really nice for those boats coming off the pin.
Yeah, you know, you said you could see kind of a new breeze coming in. Big shift there at the start. I don't think we've seen it quite that dramatic at the start line yet. And that's probably going to be good for UCSB, as they've got the lead boat, boat 12, still headed over in that direction on the left, now tacking back.
See Miami coming down here holding that 1-2.
Yeah, so we'll let those guys go and let you know if anything changes on that race. Here in UCSB versus Oregon, UCSB might have the ability to go 1-2. They're not 1-2 right now because that left pair is so lifted. But at the same time, that yellow boat who's up there can't get down here to this boat. So this is when a little bit of team racing doesn't hurt. That lead boat 12 can balance these guys out, and here we go. Now 10 is tacking. Ooh, they got a nice lift to tack, or a header to tack on. So now they may be crossing without any help. But this is when it's great to have a teammate in the position of boat 12. They're just dumping bad air on that opponent. And now, with this right phase coming back in, now you can see boat 12 is doing exactly what I'm saying. They're luffing their jib, they're slowing down that boat. They want to make sure that both UCSB boats cross the Oregon boat.
Really nice sailing here. That was beautiful sailed first part of that beat. Making their lives a lot easier for the rest of this race.
Yeah, so this may not just be a 1-2. This may be a 1-2-3 if they continue to sail like that. Not that you really need your boat in the third to be there, but at least it's a buffer, somebody to protect the lead two boats. No, take it back. You can see the yellow boat.
Definitely a little oscillate, or definitely little shifts out there.
Yep, yeah. That's why it's so important to be with your pair and keep control of them, especially today where we're seeing that happen. One pair will move ahead of the other, then back again. Gotta have good control in order to slow your opponent. But UCSB does a nice job of that in the opening part of this beat. Now coming up to Mark 1, the windward mark. They're going to be 1-2. They've got two boats at least on the inside. The third boat crossing on port and getting across cleanly. So it does look like it's going to be a 1-2-3 for UCSB over Oregon. Oregon in the deep six. Dare I say that race may be locked up.
Yeah, and with the boat so far in six for Oregon, it's going to be hard for them to really make a game-changing move.
Well, conveniently for us, we can pull back and see in the foreground the reds and blues coming upwind, back once again to Miami, still in the 1-2.
Yep, and this will be Miami's last race for this regatta. Could be enough to get them second overall, perhaps, in this silver group. That'd be 10th overall in the team race nationals. And then they'll have a day off, day and a half off, before they move into co-eds.
That's right. Now the final race of the silver round is now coming onto the course. At the starting line now,
Wisconsin in orange and Texas A&M in green. And Wisconsin looking to get all wins
experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. We've got our technician on the camera, but we'll turn down to that in just a second. Meanwhile, you can see the follow through here from Miami. I don't know if you can tell, it's getting a little bit noisy out here, and the reason is all of the gold teams are now dressed and out on the pavilion just below where we're standing, raring to go, and it's got to be quite a moment. You know, you don't see it in college sailing too much, but it's sort of like waiting in the locker room, getting psyched up, waiting for them to tell you when to go out onto the field.
Absolutely. Yes. It's very tense time, and they've had time this morning to be thinking about it all and getting prepped up, and nice time last night. I think they're off the water by 6, so they'll be raring to go.
All right, so now we've got everything squared away. Wisconsin, as expected, winning off the line here. They've got the 1. I'm not sure if they have the 2, but they are winning 2 pairs, and actually it looks like they are winning 3 pairs. The lead pair attacking now. It's hard to see with so many boats coming into the view here, but looking at the green and orange boats, yes, a couple attacks there, and Wisco is going to move into the 1-2.
Just a quick update, Miami crosses the line 1-2, so they're done. And probably 10th overall, second in the Silver Fleet.
So congrats to Miami, strong finish, really exciting season, I must say, and excited to see them in 2 days' time at the Gill ICSA.
Yeah,
Gill
they had a stellar
boating.
performance at the semi-final qualifiers, so we're expecting good things from them.
Meanwhile, Wisconsin, who, again, we believe is already the champion of the Silver Round, just hoping to put the finishing touches on this round and round it out with an undefeated record. Well, they look pretty good coming into the top mark, so I guess we can check back in once again to our black and yellow, UCSB versus Oregon. UCSB still with a 1-2, still with a 1-2-3 as they come up to the leeward mark. And of course, they're going to sail right between us and the pole of the pavilion. Sorry about that.
Yeah, all really, really slow out there. I think it's going to be interesting once these last 2 races complete. There's definitely still breeze. We're feeling it. We're seeing it. They're still moving, but it's going to be light when these guys head out if it stays like this.
All right. Well, that is a 1-2-3. Let's turn back up to the top mark. That was my bad to try to send it down to the leeward mark, which we really can't see from where we are. Up at the top mark, we do have Wisconsin rounding in painfully slow moving boats, a 1-2 over Texas A&M Galveston, with Texas A&M Galveston in the 3-5-6, and that is a deep 6. But you look between us. I don't know if you can catch this on. Oh, sorry, I just pulled out my audio for a second. I don't know if you can catch this on the video feed, but there's very patchy breeze between us and them. Lulls and puffs moving across the course, so I think that this race is going to speed up very soon.
Yeah, and I think, in this light breeze, you'd be pretty happy coming around in a 1-2, not expecting that the boats behind you have too much of a chance to catch up, but what we've seen so far is that it does get really patchy when it's light. So they've got to keep eyes on where the breeze is going to fill in from next. Definitely some glassy spots in this lighter breeze out here.
It just hasn't hit the Mark II as they continue to drift around the course. There's the 1-2 for Wisco, 3rd place boat, 3 boat lengths behind. Depends on how quickly they can accelerate out of this turn.
Yeah, slow with 7 on their air as they round.
Meanwhile, coming into the dock now for the final time, we've got Michigan and Miami. Miami looks like maybe a little bit disappointed. They had hoped to at least win this round, and they dropped a race early to Wisco, but they're in good spirits.
And they get to come back in 2 days.
That's true.
Little bit more breeze building now on this downwind. Looking good for Wisconsin extending.
Well, with Wisconsin coming down, we've got the Gold Fleet competitors, I think,
ready to go.
Getting into the boats here. Red and blue boats being turned over from silver to gold. Getting ready to head in. You've got Stanford hopping in the red boats, Brown hopping in the blue boats. Those races coming up. I think race committee will give these guys a little bit of time to warm up, but they want to keep things moving. They don't want anybody to be out here in the sun too long. All right, well, on the race course, we do have some fleets converging here. We've got Wisconsin with the 1-2 headed downwind. Those are the orange boats. Coming upwind in a separate race is UCSB with also a 1-2. They're the black boats. And take a look at this. Bottom left off screen, but coming in now. Boat 10 coming way into shore, covering their opponent Oregon in boat 4 there.
Yep, and Stanford and Brown heading right out there, Chris.
Okay, so it looks like we're not going to have much of a break. If you've been anxiously awaiting the start of Gold Fleet, you're not going to have to wait much longer. I think they're just going to send him out when they're ready.
Yeah, I mean, with this light air, they probably want to get started, but a lot of races to get through for these guys.
So UCSB, just a dominant performance here against Oregon. Slow and patient, but perfect positioning here as they come up to the finish. It's going to be a 1-2-3 and a win for UCSB in the silver round. Meanwhile, off screen, Wisconsin is continuing to lead their race. It's a 1-2. We'll pick up that race a bit later as they come up in our direction.
Excruciatingly light now, Chris.
Yeah, it absolutely.
Everyone's sitting inside. Skip is on the either inside or the only one on sitting up right now.
Yeah, I've got to hope that this is not setting the tone for Gold Fleet because with conditions so good yesterday.
I think also, this is lightest we've seen today, and it's going to be really hard to start races in these kind of conditions. We were talking about the format yesterday, and whether they should be starting with gold right off the bat, perhaps to get the best breeze, or have the best chance at getting the breeze. But we do have a full another half day and tomorrow as well. So yesterday we were thinking, crikey, could we get all of the races in today? It probably doesn't look like that right now.
You may have thought crikey. I rarely find myself thinking crikey about anything. But differences in cultures, I suppose. Well, this is what we've got, unfortunately. I think you've got a good point about starting. I don't think we're going to see the race committee start them in this condition. It's just not steady enough.
No, I think Stanford is probably wishing they were back on the dock right now. We're seeing people swimming down here. I think that seems like the better thing to be doing. It's very, very still, getting really hot. I think some of them are actually sailing back to the dock, maybe.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah,
it's turning bad quick, but it turns good just as fast. So we'll keep our eyes on this ever-changing breeze condition. Meanwhile, crossing the finish line, UCSB 1, 2, 3, and they top out the Silver Fleet. Now, what is their final record? They have a couple losses.
I think that they
just looking back, we've got UCSB taking the win.
I think they have 3
Oregon.
wins.
That sounds right. And
Yeah.
so that's not a bad finish for UCSB. They're going to have Miami and Wisco ahead of them, but perhaps nobody else.
Yeah, Miami on 4 and UCSB on 3, and as we see Wisconsin coming up here, it looks like Wisconsin is going to be 1 ahead again.
Well, Wisconsin's got a pretty massive lead here, and it does look like the light wind is setting in, so this is a great opportunity for you and I to go get some lunch and prepare for the gold round coming up hopefully in just a few short minutes. I'd hate for us to be sitting out here delayed, but we'll certainly keep you all informed as you view us here on the College Sailing live stream. Thanks for tuning in. So, thanks again. This live coverage of the 2012 ICSA APS Team Race National Championship is presented by Maclaren. And we'll be back with gold coverage after this.
Hi, I'm Rob Crane. I'm going to be representing the United States at the 2012 London Olympic Games in the laser class. Fellow college sailor once upon a time, would like to wish you guys all the best of luck in this coming weekend, and a special bunch of luck to my alma mater, Hobart. I hope they do well this weekend, and an additional thanks to Maclaren for supporting me and all they're doing for the sport of sailing. Thank you.